Here we are, two newswomen talking about the negative newsroom, the difficult people. And it's funny because you and I are pretty happy people.
Yes. But there are a lot of difficult people.
Exactly. And so, that's the one thing people don't realize sometimes, that that's an issue for us. I don't know why. I mean, I'm sure difficult people are everywhere in every industry, in every place, every business, but there's just something specific about the negative newsroom. So I'm with this too.
Right. And I think it's, the stress of deadlines and dealing with difficult stories and all of that kind of piles on to people who maybe aren't that negative, but do not have a high stress tolerance. And that allows the negativity to just flourish.
Yeah, no, it's like a plant it's like a weed actually that you're watering with more negativity until it's like boom and you can't.
Right. That is a great analogy.
Yeah, it's too bad. So, I mean, I've dealt with it in different places and people think, oh, well, when I get to a big market, I'm not going to deal with this. I just got to deal with this petty kind of stuff in the smaller markets. And for people who don't know, if you're in market 180 or market, 200 or market 150 or whatever it is, but we're here to tell you, no, it don't stop.
It's everywhere. And even if you go to a different industry, you'll probably still have it. So it's there to stay.
Yeah. What do you do to stay positive? What's your big go-to tip for people?
I kind of can get along with anybody. So there aren't too many people who I've been like, absolutely not, can't do it. I think one thing is kind of getting to know everyone. And so knowing when the person you're working with or dealing with is stressed out and kind of knowing them a little bit personally to think of, something that can help them out. So whether it's a photographer and they really love Chick-fil-A and you don't feel like going to Chick-fil-A, but they've had a stressful day, like just suck it up and have dinner at Chick-fil-A. And, then whenever you're having a stressed out day, that one thing that you really want to do, you can say like, do you mind driving 25 minutes out the way to go here? And, balancing it that way. So it's a little bit of a give and take. And I also like to play the it could be worse game.
Oh, yeah.
We have a difficult day. I'm like, it could be worse. And it usually ends up with us laughing, like, remember that one time when it was pouring down raining and it was 10 below and we were on that farm? It could be that day.
You stepped in the chicken poop. Yeah.
And then it stung up the car the whole way back.
Oh, yeah. Or that time that we were stranded in the snow and we had to eat out of the candy machine.
Right.
For a 24-hour period, because I remember that.
Yeah. And at least we're going to get dinner today. So it's horrible right now, but it could be worse. And I feel like that can kind of like lighten the mood because you can kind of laugh at your old horrible moments and get you through the current horrible moment.
I like this. Okay, so the first is, kind of get to know someone and listen to them. And the other is like, well, this old game, it could be worse.
It could be worse. And we all know it could always be worse.
It can always be worse. Right. Well, hey, at least we're complaining about a job that we have.
Exactly.
Yeah. And we're alive and our mouths work so that we can complain. Like some people don't have all of those, they have some issues.
Right.
Going back to the first thing you said about getting to know people, we tell stories for a living. And so we give people a voice. And they might not otherwise have that voice if we didn't come along and help them and amplify it. So that goes back to the thing that Oprah always says, everyone just wants to be heard.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? The photographer you're working with, the assignment editor that you're working with, the PA that you're working with, the anchor, whoever it is, they all just want to be heard. And imagine if you gave them 20 seconds of, okay. Well, how does that make you feel? I mean, don't turn into like a therapist. Remember, like listening to someone is a great gift that you can give someone.
It is. And actually remembering what they've said. And I feel like it can be like little things, remembering that someone had a vacation coming up and maybe you didn't work with them for 2 or 3 weeks, but asking like, hey, you were on a trip, right? How was your trip? Or knowing that, someone lives closer to the station or further from the station and, advocating, do we have to do this live shot? Can we maybe go here? And, it's a give and take. And so I think if people realize that you are trying to help them on their bad days, they will try to help you on your bad days. So you're just not being horrible to each other when you're both having bad days.
Right, exactly. There's 2 bad days and 2 negative people. It's like, it's that weed again. It's that weed again.
And it's growing.
And it's grown and you cannot get rid of it. And
Exactly.
to that, I try to kind of keep it positive, like keep a positive like sphere around me, like doot, 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 you know, because I want to make sure that if you throw some negativity, that I can go boop, bounce it up, boop, I can like deflect, you know, like a video game, but because I don't want it in here, because then it gets in here, and this is a crazy place. Like, no, don't get in here, because then you could just like turn me into a weed, and I don't want that. So I try to tell people, hey, I know you want to gossip. I don't gossip. Like, I'm not always the fun one, you know, like people want, like when I come to me and I'll be like, yeah, I'm not into gossip. And they're like, whoa, like, what do I do with that? You know, but I've said it to people before when I've had to like continually remind them, and they get it, but I'm not into gossip. I just don't want to talk about other people. I got better things to do.
Yeah.
Like, I got a story to tell. I got a job to do. I got positivity that I got to put out there. I don't want to be gossiping about someone. So sometimes I got to really manage the force field. I think that's a good thing to do. That just because someone says, hey, have you heard about Vanessa? Or really cool love you to the moon and back, like thing on their, no, like you know, like people will find anything to talk about. And you just go, yeah, I don't gossip. Vanessa's awesome.
Right. And I feel like in newsrooms, especially because we talk so much, that it's just so common that everybody's talking about everything all the time. And so sometimes it's easier to just like let somebody get it off their chest. And I was just like, okay. You know, if you just felt like you had to get it out, all right, you got it out. Move on to the next thing.
You done? You good? All right, what can I do? Goodbye.
Yeah. And another thing too, which can help people with that specifically, is if you think about, okay, all these people are talking, so many people are talking about so many things. And if someone is coming to you with somebody else's business that has nothing to do with you, then what do you think they're going to be doing with your business? So you may want to indulge, but just keep that in mind that when your business is out there, it's kind of like karma. It's coming full circle.
Once it comes out the mouth, it don't go back in.
Right. Yes.
So let me ask you about, do you mind if I ask you about your YouTube channel? Because I love hearing about it. What made, I mean, I know we're kind of, I'm taking you off the path here. I apologize.
That's okay.
But I'm just so curious personally, like, tell me about like why you started it and what's the most amazing thing that you hear from it?
So I started because I kind of like to do more positive things. You know, we're talking about positivity, and working night side especially, I do a lot of like crime and fires and tragedies. And so I don't get to do a lot of creative things. So I feel like it would be a good way to kind of have that outlet. And I do get a lot of questions about like hair and makeup just from like people, especially viewers who think that we have like the team. And I'm like, oh, it's no team. It's just a one woman team.
Team.
Right? That's all. So I felt like it would be a fun thing to kind of embark on. So I've been trying to, you know, do videos when I can. Originally, like I was all like ramped up and I had like a schedule. But now I'm kind of trying to figure out exactly what topics I want to focus on. So I've done a little bit of lifestyle, a little bit of beauty, a couple videos with my husband, who's always a comedian. It's been a lot of fun.
I love it. Yeah, my husband's pretty good about getting in too. When I want him to, I'll be like, "Hey, let's talk about this." And he's a teacher, so he can do it, you know. So next thing I know, I'm like just shutting up and letting him go for a while. Okay.
Right.
He's like going, and that's good too because he's got good stuff to say. He's really
exactly
perspective, and I think people look to us for inspiration, for advice, and you know what? If you've got a successful relationship, that's something to share with people, because what's bigger in your life than a relationship? People have relationship issues. They want to know, well, how people say, well, how'd you meet your husband? People are always asking me, how do I meet my husband? How do they want to know? So I think it's really helpful to share the stuff that works and the stuff that doesn't work.
Right. Especially in this industry too, because it can be difficult. Like my husband works at a school, so we're on opposite schedules. And for almost 5 years, he was off weekends and I was working weekends. So I work nights and weekends and he works 7 to 3, Monday through Friday. So it ain't easy.
No, it ain't easy at all.
I'm sure you know too.
Yes, because I worked weekends for the last couple of years, and now I just work all the time. But yeah, we both have crazy schedules, and there ain't no 9 to 5 in this house. It's just work weird hours and stuff. I'm actually surprised he's not here right now. I love it. And so people ask you about makeup and stuff because your makeup looks beautiful. Your hair is gorgeous. I mean, this person said to you, I couldn't help it. I was like, you look so great. And to say, I miss you. Hi, how are you? How's everything? But like, I couldn't help it. So what's your biggest makeup tip that people ask you for?
A lot of times viewers ask about lip colors because I think that's the one thing that you can actually like notice on camera. So I do get a lot of questions about that. And just like brands that I use, which I switch up fairly often. I have too much makeup. So I switch up. Lately, I've been doing powder foundation instead of liquid foundation. But I go through phases.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to check into this.
Yeah, the powder for a while, I was like, my grandma wore powder. I'm not wearing powder. Like, no. And then I kind of came back around to it, and actually it kind of helps me get ready faster, especially like on days that I'm working, because I'm like, I don't want to sit in the mirror for like 2 hours just to go to work. So I just throw on a little concealer and the powder foundation, then your foundation's done.
Oh man, okay, that's a good hack.
Yeah.
That's a good hack for sure.
Yeah.
There's like I have no time hacks at all. Everything takes a long time for me. And by the way, the ready that we are right now is not the ready we are on our days off. Let's be real.
Exactly.
I do not look like this.
No. No, the ready is like a 15-minute ready. Like, where are we going? Now, what's the least amount of effort I can put into to go there?
And when you see my hair up in a bun, like my little bun on top, that I've just given up.
Right.
Because I was like, no.
I don't care.
Too many days, could not go wash this thing again. It was like, nope, it's going up. And I could get that for a day, and I'm pretty happy with that. Sometimes 2. I'm not going to say I never did 3, but anyway. Other than that, it's just like it's a lot of getting ready, and plus your hair takes a lot of beating up when you're working in this business, because you can't have the one piece sticking up, and it's always spraying and spraying and spraying.
And curling and flat ironing and all of that. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot constantly.
Yeah, I flat ironed earlier, then I curled.
Right.
I just curl. No, because I need to flat iron and then curl on top of it. Like it's all.
So it can be smooth. Yeah.
All a thing. People may not
right.
Wake up like this for sure. Let's see, what else can we talk about? It's kind of fun to do a YouTube video. 2 reporters hanging out. I was a reporter, still am a reporter. You never get rid of that.
Right. And
now business owner. I mean, I just love the background that you have there, and I'm working on my background here today.
TJ Maxx for the win, man. TJ Maxx all the way. I'm like, these people, it's embarrassing. Like, they know me. They're like, oh, hi, you're here again.
Yeah, everything I have is TJ Maxx. I look around, is there something I can like pull out of it? No, like, yeah, it's all TJ Maxx.
Right.
I've got all my little stuff here. I've got this like in my branded.
Oh, that's cute.
Now to give myself a timeout, which I need sometimes.
A timeout.
I have really cute business cards and my little thing here, like, oh, like trying to make it cute and keep it going. Like you want to have like a cute background. And that's another thing with YouTube. So I don't just help reporters. I help entrepreneurs, anyone who wants to make videos. And you and I know from what we do, we make a video every day. Mm-hmm. Every day we have a deadline. Every day we make 1, 2, maybe 3. Who knows? We may make 4. Like you make a lot of stuff. And that person doesn't have that experience that we have. So I'm always trying to tell people, hey, background matters.
Yeah.
A light switch over here like move, put your head
Block it.
like a light switch, you know? And so I see your background is so beautiful. And this is not just like, oh, I just happen to have this beautiful wall. You put this together. You want it to look good.
Right. Yeah. I kind of like looked at things and I was like, well, where can I kind of place things that it fills up the space, but it also kind of looks nice, when nothing is happening in here. So we had some of the stuff was kind of like laying around picture albums and stuff like that. And then I just added a couple more elements to fill up the space. So my husband wouldn't kill me too much and be like, why did you buy that stuff? I'm like, well, I only really bought 4 things and I just moved other things around those things. So technically, I didn't get that much stuff.
I know. But and plus, you know what? Even if you got 4 things, that cost you $11. It was TJ.
Exactly.
And by the way, my clothes are now all from TJ Maxx too. Like everything, I was like, oh, that dress, let me get that. I love the place.
Right.
This is not sponsored to this.
Right.
Okay,
it's just like you go in there and everything's there. Hair stuff, makeup, clothes, home, pets, like everything is just right there.
Things I don't need.
Right. It's almost like Target in that way.
But Target's a little more expensive.
Exactly. I have a question for you though.
Hit me.
So for, a lot of times reporters are wondering like, what would I do if I wasn't doing this? And you actually kind of got out of the regular day-to-day news grind. So why did you make the leap? Like, were you scared? How's it been?
Good question. Yeah. And here I am talking about TJ Maxx and me walking out with like a lip mask that I don't need. We have some real questions here. So, I've been doing this for a while, 15 years, shockingly. Like, that feels like yesterday. And was I scared? Anything you do that's different is going to be scary, right? Because without a great risk, there's no great reward. So was it scary? Yes, but once I made up the decision, it wasn't. And so, for a long time, I wanted to do this and I kind of wanted to do all that I'm doing, but I kind of didn't take the leap. Because it's hard to leave something that you know and do something entirely different. So the decision was made for me. My job was changing and I didn't want to be MMJing. For the people who don't know, MMJ is you're going to carry a camera by yourself. You're going to be shooting, editing, doing your own live shot. And that's not what I wanted to do. So I thought, you know what? I'm not going to do what's laid out ahead of me is 5 days a week of MMJing. I'm not interested in that. And this is way easier than that. Like, my hat is off to all, and I have MMJ clients. Like, I have so many clients that do this all over the country, and that is wonderful. This is the future. I get it. And I can be much more effective helping them tell their stories quicker, better, and more compellingly, and with more confidence. So this being scared of leaving something, it was there, but I wasn't going to be leaving what I had. I was going to be leaving something I didn't want. So that was easy. And you know what's hilarious? Vanessa, you're going to die when I tell you this. Like, as I'm like right now I'm sitting at my desk and I'm looking like through all my stuff and I'm like starting my new business and I've got, if you're like me, you've got here like 100, hold on, of these from TJ Maxx, right? Like little books you bought, little notes, like, right?
Like, oh, this is for this thing. This one's for this thing.
Hold on. And then I got this one. I got this one over here. And then I got and then I got okay. So anyway, so I'm going through this stuff because I'm thinking about like I'm writing a book. I'm putting everything together. And I'm going through it. I find one and I look through. There's a page and I wrote in it a long time ago. And I know you're also a positive and spiritual person like I am. And I wrote in it, thank you for my spiritual business. And thank you for my husband. I didn't have either of those when I wrote that.
Wow.
I had not met Josh yet. And I didn't even know, I forgot that I wanted a business helping people.
Wow. That's amazing.
That's crazy.
That's really amazing.
And I won't say it's easy. I had to learn websites, SEO, Google Analytics, YouTube, Instagram. Like, I got a training for everything. And I've sat here every day like, let me learn about this. But you know what? 8 months in, and I'm getting it.
Yeah. That's amazing.
And once you figure out what it is you do, like that very small line of like what you do, mine is I help people be powerful on camera and in life. And when I distilled it to that sentence, everything I do is in service of that. And even if my website's not perfect and my, Instagram's not perfect, I'm in service of that. And if I keep that in mind, everything works out.
Right. Wow. That is amazing.
Thank you. Yeah. And so I think the big takeaway is if something doesn't work for you or serve you any longer, you go get something else.
I think that is very important to know. And sometimes in dealing with the negativity, it kind of comes full circle because some people I've worked with in the past, I'm like, if this is that horrible, then do something else. If it's every day is horrible,
right?
Nothing's holding you here. You're not a hostage.
Well, and feel further to that, some people like to complain because that confirms their hypothesis about life. Life is unfair. Work should be hard. I mean, we have some crazy little beliefs that we carry around like they're the truth in our head. Life isn't fair is something that not everybody, obviously, but like every once in a while you come across a life isn't fair person, and maybe life hasn't been fair to them, but holding on to that continues that. And so when we complain, it's like, well, life isn't fair, life is terrible. Well, you keep getting that back. It does kind of go around in a circle.
Yeah. Yeah, like if you're having a bad day, let it out and then let it go. But every day can't be bad. It's just not possible.
The only day that's bad is the day you're not here.
Exactly.
Like, come on.
Right.
You and I see people all the time that have a lot less than we do, and they're doing great, or they're happy, they're great attitude. Well, what's that about?
Yep. On the worst day possible, the most horrible things have happened to them, and they're there like welcoming you in and being nice to you, and they're in the worst possible place. So yeah, there's no reason to just be so negative every day.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Negative, and you and I know too, because we've seen a lot. I mean, let's be real. Doing what we do, we're knocking on doors on people's worst days. And we're seeing also amazing things of like people overcoming amazing odds. Like I've done some stories about a woman who has cerebral palsy and ran a marathon. Like,
wow,
if she can do that, why can't we do whatever it is we want to do?
Right. And those kind of people remind you, like, what am I getting all these excuses for? What am I complaining about? If she can run a marathon, I can get up and go to the gym. I'm able to. It's downstairs. I can just go downstairs.
Over here and just do some push-ups,
Right.
Something, please, right?
Yeah.
Dance in place, anything.
Exactly.
Can we do this every day?
I mean, I feel like we really should.
Let's do this every day, everybody. Let's do this every day. Hang out with us. So what's the rest of your day like?
So I'll go to work and have a good day. I always go in thinking like I'm going to have a good day. I'm not going to let anything get to me. And usually my husband will come home, take a nap. So when I come home, we'll be up for a little bit together, catch up on the day, and then go to bed. I usually get up pretty early for a night sider. So like by the time the day's over, like I'm over, I'm done, I'm tired.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, of course. It takes a lot out of you what we do. And self-care is important. So, well, let me ask you that while we're at it. What kind of things do you do for self-care? My list is nothing. So I would love to hear.
Nothing? Oh, I'm like the self-care queen. My mom's always like, I need to be more like you and like take some time. I'm like, I'm a big believer in I need a couple hours. So one thing I like is I love a good bubble bath. So I'll just hop in the bath, get some Netflix, and I have like cute stuff around my tub. So I have like a little fake like tree and flowers, a bunch of candles, and like these little like, they're like soaps, but they're flower shaped. So you can put them in there. And they just kind of like melt.
These little soaps that are like little roses. They're lavender.
Yeah. Yep. Like that. And just like soak in there, watch some Netflix. That's like one of my favorites. I also go to the spa once a month. I go to Blush Med. I don't know if you've heard of it, but they have a spa in Bethesda. They do facials, chemical peels. They do a treatment of the month. So every month it's like microdermabrasion, a facial. And they have like Oh my gosh, they have helped my skin so much, and it's super relaxing. I've fallen asleep during the facial, and I like wake myself up from my snoring. It's just embarrassing.
You. Why am I not hanging out with you? This is great.
So I like to do that once a month. And then I also try to work out. I also try to do at least once a week something that's hard, but that I'll thank myself for later. So whether it's working out, I don't like to cook, but I should, and it's healthier. So I'll try to cook once a week, do some cleaning. But those things that, like when you're having a rough day and you come home and like everything's in disarray and you're like, why didn't I just clean this up? Like now this is more annoying. So on the day I don't feel like it, I'll clean. And then when that day comes around, when it's a little rougher, a little more exhausting, I come home and I'm like, oh, everything's clean and it smells nice in here. And it, will kind of relax me. So I don't want to do it then, but I thank myself for it later.
I hear you. See, I don't do enough, and I need to do more. But you know what I actually do is I do clean, and I like it.
Yeah.
I'm weird. I like cleaning. I don't know why. I'm not a good cook.
Neither.
Like to clean. Like I literally cleaned this couch earlier. And I know it's like, well, how do you clean a couch? Oh no. I was there like, can we make this clean? Like cleaning a couch. Who cleans a couch? Like this couch, you go like this. No,
right.
I'm doing this, having a grand old time. My husband's like, okay, weirdo, whatever.
I mean, if it relaxes you, then hey, you can't judge.
Normal. Weirdo.
Yeah, I definitely feel like you got to do something that relaxes you, whatever it is. Like at least once a week. Sometimes when my husband's here all week, I'm like, I need an hour. So you got to go sit down somewhere. I'll be back in an hour.
Well, I know. It's wonderful when they like let you go for a little bit. I have a dog, and I walk him, and that's always beautiful because it's nice out now. And very meditative and relaxing. So I walk him a couple times a day, and that's good. That's always
right.
Good. I guess those are good breaks to have.
Yeah.
It does count for self-care. I mean,
yeah.
I really Murray care, but it's me too. I get a little.
Well, taking a walk is good. It kind of like clears your mind. I feel like, relaxes you a little bit.
I'm loving it. Well, this has been fantastic. And if you're watching this on my channel, then you got to go and subscribe to your channel because you're awesome. Like I could literally just watch you smile all day with your background. Love her background. What's that picture of her? That's really cute. Now knowing that you take bubble baths and that you go and get facials, I'm like, this is my favorite person.
Sometimes my husband's like, I need to be living your life, and I'm like, well, for a while, minus the working weekends part. He's like, it just sounds like so much fun. I'm like, well, when you're off on Tuesday, what else is there to do but just sit in the tub?
Right, the weird days off. I love to do weird stuff on Mondays and Tuesdays, and oh my gosh, so getting a pedicure is so much fun on a Tuesday when no one's there.
And you have the whole place to yourself?
Yes. And I'll tell you that I bring my dog, and he sits.
Really?
This one place they like him, and he sits on my lap, and everyone walks by and laughs. They're like, look at him, but it's funny. It's my favorite thing on a Monday to do because no one's there on a Monday.
And they can take their time because you're the only person, and you can chat with your nail technician a little bit. Yeah, that's the best thing to do on a weekday. Right.
Oh my God.
I love it.
Well, I guess we should go. I mean, I don't really want to. I mean, you might have to go to work.
I know, right? Unfortunately, but yeah, eventually I got to get myself in there.
Okay. Well, say hi to all your friends at work who are my friends.
I will. They're all your friends. And everyone should subscribe to you as well because you have all the positivity, all the boss quotes. I always see your Instagram quotes. I'm like, you know what? Yes.
Well, it was so good talking to you, friend. I will see you at the spa, okay?
Yes, look, I will be there once a month religiously. So you just let me know.
Okay, done. I'm
Yes.
thank you, friend. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you. Sounds good. Bye.